at the top level, we see it in a very big and a grand way.
But
there's also the petty corruption that's happening.
Those are very good points, but why aren't these electoral issues, 2017, these are not the top issues that are defining this contest. This contest is being defined in large campaign platforms with dances and music.
Well, in all fairness, it has come up in the debates. I remember the Deputy President, William Ruto, said in one rally that NASA has no moral authority to talk about corruption because they are funded by cartels and people who are deeply interlinked.
So it's the kettle and the pot. Who's
no,
black?
but first of all, how does the government actually make a statement like that? Because if you know that it is being funded by corrupt people and cartels, why haven't you arrested them? Why haven't you, as government, taken action?
They would say that they are not the DPP or the police, but the fact is, he should have been here last week saying that, you know, on live TV, debating his opponents and be able to acquit himself from all the allegations of corruption himself. I mean, just the other day, we had a cholera outbreak in his hotel. That hotel was not closed.
They said the food was outsourced.
No, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is this: they say that they say nobody can go to Jacaranda, for instance, and apparently Jacaranda did not provide food to that conference.
Great.
So the question is, we need these leaders, whom we are paying quite a lot of money, to be able to come and answer these ethical questions.
Okay.
What I wanted to say about education is
real quick, sir.
They have courses that are not even university courses. That somebody goes to university from first year to study real estate transaction from university, and this is not within a study leading to a law degree.
Okay.
That is Bachelor of Real Estate.
All right.
I mean, these are jokes.
Follow the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's leave it there. We are now ready for the second presidential debate. It is debate night in Kenya, and we're going to go straight now to the auditorium of the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, because we're all set on all the TV stations and participating radio stations to give you the second of the presidential debates.
Good evening from the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, Kwea in Karen, Nairobi. Welcome to the last of two editions of the Presidential Debate 2017. My name is Linus Kaikai of NTV.
And my name is Joe Ageo of KTN News. This debate has been organized by Debate Media Limited, a broad partnership of mainstream media houses comprising television, radio, newspapers, and online platforms.
The format, rules, and guidelines of this debate have been developed by the Debates Media Limited in keeping with the best international practice and have also been aligned with the context of Kenya and Kenyans.
Now, these rules have been shared with all the 8 presidential campaign teams, and the rules prescribe that only presidential candidates duly nominated by their parties and cleared by the IEBC can take part in tonight's debate.
And as your moderators tonight, we shall be guiding discussions between the presidential candidates on selected topics that have also, as per regulations, been shared with the respective campaign teams. The questions are, however, our own and have not been shared with anyone.
Now, this debate is taking place in front of a selected audience that includes ordinary Kenyan voters. The audience will quietly follow the debate, no jeering or cheering, no clapping or any form of applause, except from a moment from now, as we welcome the candidates on stage.
As prescribed by the format, the candidates for the debate must have attained 5% and above of the popularity ratings in any recognized recent opinion polls. And the only candidates placed by Ipsos and Infotrack above this threshold are President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Jubilee Party and Honorable Raila Odinga of the NASA coalition.
Now, both candidates have been duly invited for the debate, but at this hour, we only have present here NASA coalition's candidate, Honorable Raila Odinga, whom we now welcome on stage.
Let us now put our hands together for Honorable Raila Odinga.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Honorable Raila Odinga. Now, as we mentioned, we had duly invited the President, who is also the Jubilee presidential candidate for this year, and the half-hour wait was to try and give him ample time to get here if he was on his way. But as it is now, we shall begin the debate, and we'll start with my colleague, Linus Kaikai.
Thank you, Honorable Raila Odinga, for turning up for the debate. You need no introduction, so we are going straight to the issues of this debate. Yesterday, opinion pollsters, specifically Ipsos and Infotrack, released their findings. And one of the findings down there was that a majority of Kenyans, according to Ipsos, 61% of Kenyans feel the country is headed in the wrong direction. Only 27%, according to Ipsos, of Kenyans think the country is headed in the right direction. Where do you belong, Mr. Odinga, 61% or 27%?
Joe, thank you very much. Allow me first to greet Kenyans. I know that very many Kenyans wanatazama mjadala wa siku huu kwenye runinga. Kunataka kuchukua fursa kuwasalimu na vile vile kuambia ya kwamba tumekuja hapa kama Wakenya kujadiliana juu ya shida ambayo imekumba Wakenya wote kwa jumla, na sio tu kuja kwa mambo ya upinzani, lakini kutafuta suluhu kwa yale shida ambayo inakumba sisi kama Wakenya wote. Karibuni na asanteni sana. Having said that, let me now come back to the opinion poll, Ipsos and Synovate. Joe, don't just believe that it is the polls that we should be talking about. You're talking about the Kenyans themselves, how they feel. And I have traveled around this country over the last 1 month in the campaign, and Kenyans are hurting. Majority of Kenyans are hurting seriously. The cost of living has gone up very seriously. From the last time, from 2013 up to now where we are, the inflation rate has gone up 40% cumulatively. That is the cost of living 40%. But the average wage has only increased by 12%. And this is being felt by the people. Wherever you go, you are told about Unga. Unga, that's why we call it the Unga Revolution. You know that the price of the maize meal was 110. It is now 150, 180, sometimes 200. The price of sugar is nearly 200 per 2 kilogram. The price of milk, which used to be 36 shillings, is now 60 shillings. But they buy it from farmers at 35 shillings. So generally, the Kenyans are justified in feeling that the country is headed in the wrong direction. And the issue is unemployment, and that issue is corruption, which is actually hurting our economy. The runaway corruption, what we call mega corruption, the Jubilee government. This really is, in my view, the cause of dissatisfaction by the people of Kenya.
And Honorable Odinga, you're running for president for the 4th time, if I'm not wrong. And for the 4th time, you're running for the presidency of this country against the backdrop of very sad statistics, if Ipsos and Infotrack findings are to be believed, especially about the cost of living, corruption, and unemployment. What is your answers to these things, and why do you see yourself as the answer to these questions?
Yes, Joe, this is my 4th time running, correct? And as you know, that I lost once in those other previous 3 elections. But I am running here because of my commitment to change in this country. I represent change, the coalition that has chosen me as their candidate, the National Super Alliance Coalition. It's a coalition that wants to bring change to our country. We think that we have a solution to the problems. For example, I mentioned the issue of mismanagement of our economy. That's the reason why we have got runaway inflation in the country. This government has borrowed, and they've borrowed very expensively. They've run away from the concessional loans and have gone for commercial loans with actually no maturity rate. And then borrowed and not invested properly. So that most of that money has not been invested in what you can say job creating opportunities in the country. That's why the unemployment right now stands at 40%. We have 12 million youths who are on the streets looking for jobs. We believe that we can find a solution to that problem. We believe also that we can deal with the issues of inclusivity in our society from the ethnic point of view, from the gender point of view. We also believe that we can be able to turn things around economically, can create fiscal discipline so that we can be able to raise sufficient revenue and invest that revenue also properly. At the moment, every shilling that is spent, another shilling is stolen, ends in the private pockets of the people. We are going to deal with the issue of corruption also as a coalition.
Mr. Odinga, I would like to hear more specifics on your plans, and starting with the question of the cost of living. Some of the proposals you have put there have been dismissed as unrealistic in a free market economy like Kenya. You've spoken of reducing rent. You've spoken of reducing the cost of housing. How do you plan to do that? And again, in a free market economy like Kenya?
Yes, it is a free market economy. But they have said that the other coalition, or you may call it those who are in government, are pro-business, and we have been described as being pro-market. The difference is basically that those people are more focused on just one small portion of our economy. Because what we call the formal sector in our economy only employs 2.5 million people, whereas the informal sector employs 13 million people. We are going to focus our attention where most people live and work, but at the same time not neglecting the other sector as well. But most importantly, you have asked a specific question about issues like rents and so on. Our country is fast urbanizing. The rural-urban migration is increasing by the day, or by the month, and by the year. We are going to reach a stage where nearly 60–70% of our population are going to be living in urban areas. But this issue of low-cost housing has not been sufficiently addressed. And that is the reason why we have problems we're having today. You see, at independence, when urbanization started, the regime at that time came up with the policy of go back to the land, telling people to go back to the land. And even they coined a song saying, Mzee Kasema.
Sorry for interrupting you, Honorable Odinga. I've listened to you very carefully, and I'm sure tenants out there are listening to you very carefully. The question again, how do you plan to reduce the cost of rent as you have promised in your campaigns?
Joe, there is a law here which is called Rent Restrictions Act. That act is meant to deal with the low-cost housing where the poor people live, like in the informal shelter.